Welcome to our chat with the Chief from CCX Media. I'm Dave Kaiser, joined by the Chief of Police of the City of New Hope, Tim Hoyt. Welcome, Tim. How are you today?
Doing very well, thank you.
Thank you for being our first of coming in and talking a little bit more about policing and what it means and how the community can interact. Let's talk first about a couple terms. Community policing and community engagement. There seems to be a little bit of a trend towards that engagement. Talk about policing, community policing, how long that has been around and in what some ways it has been around and how it's now transitioning. I know it's one of your focus points.
It is. Community policing's been around long before I started, which was in 1995. The concept was a little bit different though. The concept was to get our officers out there and have more focus on like a block or a house. Our engagement that we want to do is get our officers out in the public, not just in a specific area, but the entire area. Mm-hmm. We want them to be all around and have their focus on the entire city and not just one tiny specific area.
And why is that important? Why is engagement with police and the residents so important right now?
Well, I think the trust and legitimacy. It's a huge thing right now. I would say the trust for law enforcement has been down recently. Mm-hmm. We have to get our trust back with the community. Mm-hmm. We have to get out there. I think we need more police contacts. I think we need more positive police contacts out there. And the more we can do that, the more the public's going to look at us and say, you know, we can approach them, trust them, and get the service that we need from them.
The Chief has some specifics about contact with the community. Let's talk in a larger way about some of the things you do on a regular basis that you'd like people to engage with.
We have started up, at least in New Hope, it's not a new concept, but it's new to us.
Right.
Coffee with a Cop. So we contact apartment complexes, businesses in New Hope, and we go and do just what it says. We have coffee with the citizens, and it's coffee with a cop. I'll go there, some other members of our department will go there, and it's a time for us to open up conversations with our community. And it's not just, you know, throw us softball questions and easy questions to answer.
Sure.
I want the public out there asking me questions that's been on their mind. Challenge me a little bit and ask, what are we doing for the community? I also want to hear complaints, not just about law enforcement in general, because it's hard for me to make changes across the metro area, but if you're having questions on how we do things in the city of New Hope, I'll be able to address that specifically. If it's not in my city, I do have the resources to reach out to the other chiefs in the area and say, hey, listen, this is some of the questions that have been asked at our Coffee with the Cops. Maybe we need to do this better.
Couple other things that are happening within the city on a regular basis: safety camps, Citizens Police Academy, Shop with the Cop, the Bike Rodeo, National Night Out. Let's touch on that for a minute. This is an effort too on a yearly basis to get out to communities, but you're hoping to do that all throughout the year, to go to neighborhoods, even to apartment complexes. Tell us about National Night Out and that focus you're trying to turn into all year.
Yeah, National Night Out, I'm excited to say, is going to be back in person.
Yay.
Yeah, great pandemic. You know, it's been rough on everybody. You know, with that disconnect that we have with our public, that hurts us. And you know, when we're trying to get out there, National Night Out's an easy way for us to get out there and make contact with the public. We're trying to get National Night Out on steroids, at least in the city of New Hope, where we're doing it year round. And it's a way for them not only to contact the police department, but other members of the city, the mayor, the city council, public works, every department in the city. On National Night Out, you can call, you can email me or the city, and we'll make sure that somebody or a representative from those departments are actually at your celebrations.
We'll give you more information about the city's website and also the police department Facebook, so you can find out some specifics about some of those events in just a minute. Let's talk about how the department is changing. Let's look internally for a minute. What is different? Let's start with training. What has happened? How are things being approached maybe in a different way at the City of New Hope?
Policy have changed. Interpretation of some of the use of force statutes have changed over the last year. I would like to say New Hope has kind of been ahead of the curve. We've been training for some of these changes over the last 9, 10 months, we could see that things were changing, so we started training our officers on to think a different way, be more proactive on how you respond to different situations, different calls, and how you handle yourself, how you act, and just our general approach to the citizens.
How about staffing? Let's talk staffing for just a minute. How has that changed, and how are you trying to adapt to this as a chief?
Since I started in November 9th, we've had 17 personnel changes on our department. So to say in a department of 34 and 44 total employees, it has been a whirlwind. But we're catching up now. We're almost to full. I say that now, it could change tomorrow, but we're getting back to normal in our department. We've restructured the way some of our specialty areas in our department. We got some new people in different areas with better ideas, and some of the ideas that I've worked in the past is to just continue on the legacy of what New Hope has done.
Well, lots of ways to connect with the police. You heard from the chief. Chief, thank you so much for your time and for being with us today and starting out this new Chat with the Chief effort to try to keep people in touch. If you want more information about some of the things coming up in the police department or to contact the chief, newhopemn.gov is the city's website, and facebook.com/newhopepd, the place to find out some of the up-to-date information through Facebook. Chief, thanks again for your time.
Thank you.